Oh shit. Alrighty guys, hopefully I am on. Today we're doing a little streaming. We're gonna be trying to kind of look over my Windows Vista rig. I had actually mentioned it in my other video. Let me just make sure I'm up and running and we'll continue. We'll kind of get into it. But basically today we're gonna be talking about the Windows XP, Windows Vista computer, not the XP, but um, just see if we're on. Sometimes it just takes a minute. Up and running, and we'll continue. We'll kind of get into it. But basically today we're going to be talking about the Windows XP. Windows Vista. Alrighty guys, so we are on. Looks like we are live. So I wanted to just take a little time today and cover this Windows XP, Windows Vista rig. I keep saying XP. So what I did was I actually found this Vista computer over here. This was a 32-bit. It already had the drive on it. It was perfect, good to go. If you guys watch my other videos it kind of broke down a few of the benchmarks for this computer. And this one's a little different. So this one had an earlier version of the LGA 775 motherboard. So what I did was I looked into some of the more modern, a little bit more new LGA 775 motherboards, and I found out that they do have a couple options we could work with. Some even being DDR3. I believe this is actually a DDR3 computer now. So what I did was I got a G43 um, G43 socket Northbridge motherboard. I believe from Asus, that's what it was. Motherboard, which also supports DDR3. So excellent. We should be able to get a little bit more speed out of it. On top of that, the board we did have actually didn't support anything over a Pentium. So it's very important that we do try to get some of the quads, some of the Xeons, maybe even if we're going to try to play these games. So we're in kind of like a downloading phase right now. But at least while we download, we could talk a little bit about the computer, which could be really good. And hopefully my audio was working, so that's good. The only audio we're not picking up is probably the audio from the actual computer, which sucks. But turns out my capture card doesn't want to capture audio very well. Um, or it captures audio on one end and not through the headset, so that sucks. But let's see. Alright, so we're going to see kind of like where our download is at. Download here is fine. So we got a couple games. We want to make it similar to our other videos to some extent. Of course, I can't make it exact just because a few of the things had difficulty re-downloading. This is a whole different computer. Honestly, this is actually one I found on the side of the road. It looked like it was on the side of the road for maybe a month. The thing was soaked, so it needed a new motherboard. I cleaned it out as good as I could to try to use the old motherboard, but that old motherboard didn't work. So I did replace some of the caps to try. I didn't want to use the old power supply. The thing's full of dirt. Um, Dirt can be pretty conductive, from what I understand. Like that the soil could be a bit conductive. So I just don't want to get into using power supply that's been left outside for over a couple days or however, or just in general. It's just probably not safe on my end. So I did what I had to do. I actually ended up putting the power supply to the side. I don't know. I'm not going to be using it, so I put a different power supply in that. It's crazy. You could actually see this thing is nuts. I literally took this thing out. It's been probably on the side of this person's yard for maybe a month, over a month. I have the computer right over here. This is it over here. You can tell it's been soaked. The inside, completely updated. Um, they basically, you're able to get this new old stock from like AliExpress. So that's what I do. I get the new old stock. So what I did was actually I got the G43 chipset. That's what it is, a chipset. Um, we got 8 gigabytes of DDR3, which is going to allow us to hopefully play the games a little better. Um, this one, unlike the other systems, why we're comparing, is actually a Windows Vista 64-bit copy, and I think that's where maybe we were having issues playing some of these games because a lot of them came out like basically saying, "Oh, well, it's you're playing on a 32-bit system. This game's 64-bit, so maybe switching the operating system to 64-bit would make a difference." I did kind of want to keep the old 32-bit intact because it is a very nice computer for being old. So that was the thing. I kept that together because I just didn't want to pull this apart. This basically isn't about making this computer faster at this point. At this point, we're kind of like, I feel like we're capped out a little bit. The motherboard just doesn't support um, over Pentium, I believe. So that's a problem. It's just not going to be enough. This motherboard can support up to some of the Pro Duos, I believe. So it's a much better, way better. A lot of these quads, Pro quads, I'm pretty sure. Xeons kind of covers most of the top end, if not all of the top end for LGA 775. So the board, pretty solid. It's got some new features. Um, we got the SATAs, which is great, a lot of SATAs. The motherboard's good. So what I did today was actually I replaced the old, let's see if I can put this together. So I replaced the old Northbridge heatsink. I know sometimes these get hot, but for the most part, it probably wouldn't be a problem. I don't think we would. It's a pretty nice heatsink, I would say. I actually replaced it with one of these, so much better. It's running pretty cool, as you guys can tell. Um, I did have one system that was LGA 775 that actually hit over like 70 or 80 with one of these older heatsinks. So I figured, you know what, for $5 on AliExpress, a little Northbridge looks cool and hopefully, it performs, which I think it's performing pretty well. Um, I was also able to use, we're also able to use the same exact graphics card. I think this is going to be the one we're going to possibly end with. I don't think anything more powerful or more stronger than this would be any better or show any difference. We could try a GTX 750, but on a Windows Vista, it might just be overkill with this processor. Um, we did manage to fit a Intel Core 2 Quad Q9400 in this computer, so that's pretty solid. We'll kind of try to go over that a little bit. Um, we got, again, 2 CPU fans. Temperatures look pretty solid all around. Get the quad core. Yeah, let's go over the Q9400 while we're here, though. So, as always, our downloads take forever, and I just didn't want to wait for it to download everything because I know it's going to take forever. So, here we go. Alright, so for the Q9400, we're looking at an over a decade old processor. Why did I pick the Q9400? It's cheaper. I mean, you go to the Q9600 or the Extremes. For whatever reason, they're going for a lot of money. I understand it is. They are. Most people want like the best of whatever that socket would have put out. Basically, especially being that it's at the end of life and it was at the end of life a long time ago. You'd probably want the best chip that would have came out for it, which I totally understand, but like 50, $60 for the best chip out of 2008, I mean, for me, it just doesn't make any sense. This Q9400 you could probably get for like $15 off eBay. Let me just kind of like look through just to see. I think maybe even less. Um, See, I got a pretty good deal on a lot. I used to buy a lot of these, but yeah, you can get it for around $20, give or take. Um, it looks like the core clock is 2.666 or 2.6 gigahertz. Again, it's a LGA 775 on a 45 nanometer process. Let's see. End of life August 10th. Well, end of life is the production status, but release date August 10th, 2008. Honestly, I feel like they still make these in China, probably. I've seen so many of them. 4 cores, 4 threads. So yeah, it uses apparently memory supported DDR1, DDR2, DDR3. It's interesting. Some of these boards, it's kind of odd. It has both DDR2 and DDR3. You got to use one or the other. You can't use both, as far as I know. So that's definitely pretty interesting. Um, L1 cache has got a 64 kilobyte per core. L2 we have 64 megabytes shared. So yeah, I think this is gonna probably heavily outperform our. Let's see what chip we were using before, just to double check. It's definitely gonna outperform our Pentium D and our Pentium 4. So that's what my main goal was. Like, how can we outperform um, the old chips in this computer? Kind of sucks. I could have just, like I said, I could have just put that motherboard in this computer, or we'll put this motherboard in that computer. But I just didn't want to have to do that. I didn't want to have to pull it apart. I felt like it was kind of a waste of a good system. The system already had an official copy of Windows, so I didn't have to buy another one. In this case, we had to buy a 64-bit version for that. So that's just not fun overall. Um, but yeah, today we're going to be testing our. Hopefully, we'll get to testing our Passmark. Um, we'll also be getting to testing some of the games that we weren't able to play before. Um, kind of glad, guys, we actually made it to 250 subscribers. So it's a big mile, big big mark. Definitely, we made it, and hopefully we just keep growing. We just got to keep working. But yeah, let us see if any of these downloads finished up. I think they did, so I think we should be good. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna basically grab our games and pop them in. So get into this in just a moment. Let's see. Okay. Hopefully that worked. All right, so we got over that, got over this. Oh, here we go. It actually had our core right here, 2.66 gigahertz or 2.67, 8 gigabytes of RAM, DDR3 at 1333 megahertz. So here's our games. Thing about Windows Vista, you have to remember, you probably don't want it online. There's going to be a lot of games we can't play. It's just because they completely dropped the support for Windows Vista. So that kind of sucks. But what we do have here is some DRM free games, which we're going to want to hop on and get those working. Otherwise, this is going to be a rough, long day. So let's see if we can get all this going. The more games we can get playing, the better. I do seem to be having a lot of problems just getting these games going, so that kind of sucks. Sometimes you just don't know what is going on. Let's see. We're gonna replace them. But yeah, sometimes Windows Vista just doesn't want to play nice, and that's kind of where we're at. The system just doesn't want to play too nice. So we have to start from scratch and try all over again. I actually did this a couple times, so as you guys know, this is actually the third version, third time I'm doing a LGA 775. Um, Actually, the fourth part for the LGA 775 system. Basically, I just want to have these LGA 775s kind of playing games, like just to see if they could. I think they can personally, but um, there's a lot we're gonna need to do before we can get these games running, and if even if they will run is the real question. Probably not. A lot of them just were not running. Um, Personally, I think it's a problem with the Windows. I might need to re-download it again. I don't even know. Seem to be having a lot of issues though overall. But yeah, definitely, it was a very nice motherboard. It sucks I don't actually have the case for it. Um, it was cool. We managed to get this little bridge, North Bridge heatsink off. I'd never usually go all out and buy a whole North Bridge, but it was interesting. I was like, you know what, may as well. It's worth upgrading. Can't hurt. Um, so far, what games have we got running on this system? Um, yeah, so far I've only been able to kind of test flat out. Actually, Mountain Blade. Mountain Blade. Um, Tried my best to get the DirectX user agreement and user working. That seems to be a little problematic as well. Um, I don't think any of those Uni engines, Heaven Benches, are going to work. Man, this is killer. You guys can see real time the struggle that we're going to go through here. So, here it is. Windows Vista. Let's get the music going. Yeah, this stuff's rough. Um, Alright, we'll go to a little clip of, I guess not really a clip, but we'll talk about probably our next video. I actually just picked up a Dell Dell 3650. So sounds pretty interesting. It's like a smaller form factor desktop. Shit, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, so I got a Dell 3650. It's like a smaller, compact desktop. I managed to pick that up from Savers for $10. We're gonna see what we could do with that. I mean, that might take a little bit. This Dell, it's an i3 6100. It requires, from what I understand, it requires low power RAM. So I'm gonna have to buy low power RAM to get it going. Of course, it didn't come with a hard drive or RAM. Never does. Yeah, that sucks. But yeah, we're gonna try to get that going as well. We'll probably have a couple more game reviews, maybe some more hidden gems like we usually do. See what else we got. Should have a lot more videos coming out. Let's see. Okay, so we're feeling pretty good. We got our system specs out of the way. As far as our drives, we can kind of go over our drives a little bit. Drives, we got about a 600, 500 gigabyte drive. So that's enough to store our games. Right. Again, our temperatures all seem fairly good. Graphics card. This thing I got for dirt cheap. GTX 650. Alright, so we're moving. I think we're pretty much there. I mean, I'm gonna copy and replace and just hope this works. But yeah, let's get it. All right, first. Oh man, ain't that lovely? All these issues, I'm telling you. All right, so that just didn't work. We'll go to Heaven Bench. No. Saints Row. I think we're cooked. That's what happened before. I don't know if I can get past this portion. You need DirectX 9. Come on. Alright, so this is the install for Saints Row 2. An error occurred. Shit. What a shit show today. Fuck. Alright, so no Saints Row. Honestly, I don't think any of these is going to work. I'm going to have to reset, probably reinstall Windows again. I don't really even want to do that. I'm hoping not. Ah, fuck, yeah. No, this is not good. That's fucked. So with this, we have to kind of figure out what's going on. We have to diagnose it. If we could fix it, this is definitely more problematic for me. I just Windows XP all day. Windows 7. Let's go. This is probably the worst. Worst issues I've had. Just going through with Vista. Yeah, it's not gonna work. The only thing I could really think of doing is probably just downloading games from the disc itself. We could definitely do that. These games straight up just did not work. Let's see. This isn't even a crazy game. So see if this one works. I'm noticing that the download itself isn't working. So there's a file corruption. Missing file or something along those lines. It seems to be happening with all the downloads, so oh shit. 4 minutes. Oh my fucking. Alright, let's kill that. Alright. Let's try a disc. I'm gonna pull out a game and we're gonna try that. I think that might give us more luck. We might have to reset the Windows again. And I don't even want to think about that again. We got Teslagrad. It's right here. What a mess, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're just getting wrecked. Getting wrecked. Looks like our Windows is just not, it's not great. It's not looking good. Games are not playing. The only thing I can get running is probably going to be Mountain Blade, to be honest. And that's pretty bad. Yeah, shit. Alright. Let me just... Yeah, it sucks. So if we could just run it like that, that'd be perfect. I know we have to extract it, but... Nah, shit. Nah. There we go. This ain't gonna work either. Same thing. It's extracted, just doesn't want to work. MSV VCR 100. Just gonna do that. Oh, okay. We're doing something. We're doing something. MSVCR 1000. Oh shit, my bad, guys. Wrong mouse. Okay, so we are moving on Teslagrad. That is something. No, we're not. Fuck. Oh my fucking goodness. Source files corrupted. Okay. Yep. So, fuck. Yeah, that's fucked. Alright, let's see if I can get this one going. I don't even know if I got this going fully. So, that sucks. This is the first game we've got going. This is crazy. Today is just striking out all around. Source files corrupt, so guess we're starting from the top. Shit. In this game we should be getting perfectly good, what is it? We should be getting pretty good FPS on this game. It's a pretty old game, so I don't think we're getting any of the testing completed tonight. It looks like tonight's kind of going to be a bit of a wash, so it sucks. But what can we do? We got to go from literally from the top and start on over. So it happens. Sometimes you just get a freaking shit hand. All right, so here we go, guys. If you guys haven't played Mount Blade Warband, it's one of the better Mount Blades in my opinion. They're just coming out with a new one today. I think it's not Bannerlords, but it might be like a DLC. I'm not sure, but you get to go on ships and have more like naval warfare, so that's pretty cool. Doesn't really matter for me. I usually just go in and do my thing. Quitting. Okay. Cheap it out a little bit. Most important thing probably really depends on your play style for sure. Okay, spotting's good. Treatment, first aid. Okay. Usually using pole arms, I'm pretty sure. Two-handed, but mostly pole arms. Alright, so just so I can press done and enter our name. Usual, you do like Sawana J. Will it work, guys? Will it work? Again, thank you guys for watching. I just saw Plaid Studios message just before, so definitely cool getting to hear from you. It was crazy because I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? Today I'm setting up my computer to do a live stream. Just sucks. The live stream is just kind of a little cooked just because we have to figure out the bugs with this computer. Um, you can't win them all. In this case, I think we got to start fresh. Still want to do that, but I think I have to start fresh. So, and did we crash? No, we're good. We're up. All right, looks like we're fighting. I don't know if you guys have ever played Mountain Blade Warband. Definitely one of the better ones. It feels like really good to win. Ooh, that was a low blow. My bad. Oh shit. Come on. Yeah, piece of shit. See, that's why I don't like this game to some extent. It's like any movement and you're no longer reloading. So that I don't like. I feel like you should be able to reload on the move cuz I definitely would be reload. Oh fuck. Oh, it's a merchant. Okay. So we made it out alive, guys. We did it. This might be I don't know what he said. Go collect some men. Oh, so I got to get some guys together. We're gonna be helping out with the I think abandoned camp or trying to find somebody group together to speak about what to do next. Okay. Yep. Tab. Okay. So with this game, we kind of just have to travel around a little bit and um, you kind of make your own destiny, I guess. It's always good to have meat. Um, Meat and foods on Bannerlords. It's very important because you want your party to have good morale. Let's see. The fighting mechanics in this game are a little weaker. Oh, oh, oh! We're hit. We are hit. We're cooked. I don't even know what we have. It looks like we're fucked. Um, I'm not going to use any strategy. We're going in this just as it is. I don't really know how many men they have. And I forget how to look. So we're going to figure that out once we see it. Probably. We got 16. Oh shit. Maybe 16? I'm thinking 16. And I'm not even a good shot. Okay. There we go. We got one. We got one. See, on this, you could literally be on the horseback and you could do the work. Oh, my freaking. Just missed that shot. He's pretty low level as far as accuracy, so there we go. You increase your accuracy as you play, so just keep shooting, keep hitting. That's all you could really do. There we go. As long as I could pull a couple of them out before, as long as I could pull a few of them out before we hit the end of our crossbow arrows, we should be all right. So that should have hit because we were literally in there. It's like how do you hit a how do you miss a massive group. It's probably difficult. Probably difficult. All right, so we're working. This is the main thing with this game. You just circle, try not to get hit. Um, you start out pretty weak in the beginning, so that is what it is, but might just be easier for me to get up close and kind of just wait. This way I don't miss the shot, because if I miss these shots, it's going to be a bad day. So it plays this game. I mean, it's for an LGA 775, it's not great, but it's playing the game, so that's solid. Oof. This is a game I would heavily play, for sure. So we are almost there. I'm pretty sure your arrows or your bolts reset every fight you get into, so that's pretty good. Alright, so they are running. It doesn't really make much sense, but ooh. Oh, I got one more. One more. Yes. So that means they're on their way out. I do have a weapon, sword and shield, but am I going to be able to hit these guys? Probably not. Probably going to miss. Let's see. I think I got him. I got him. He's cooked. Come on. This can't miss that. Ooh. Oh, that was cheap. We just missed him, but that was it. Press any key. Press tab. And right now we have nothing, so it's probably better to have something than nothing, I guess. Okay. Some stones. Can't go wrong. Okay. Alright, now that they whooped us, and they're back. Shit. This is probably the hardest part about the game because it's 6-1 right now. Should be better odds them, but I mean, I would say it's 50-50. I think I could take on 6 computers, especially if they're unarmed with some rocks. Oh, that shit. Oh, they got a few. They got a few people there. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, damn, I definitely hit them, but it happens. I'll just keep whacking them. It's a bit of a grind this game for sure. It's easier to hit the masses than hit that one guy throwing a rock. I don't even really have to aim. I could just shove it in just a big center, basically. I have to start aiming a little bit. Shit. Alright, so this guy's kind of just doing his thing. I'm gonna... There we go. We hit him. Let's give him a little ram. Okay, we're moving. Shit. There we go. Proficiency is going up a lot just by hitting. That's it. Okay. And believe it or not, I kind of suck now, but I used to be able to verse real people on Bannerlords, but those fights went a lot better than this. Now it's much harder, I feel like. Once the update hit, yeah, it was a lot harder. Let's see. Shit. Alright, I'm just gonna worry about these guys because the other guys are just running away anyways. Alright, so not cool. There we go. Now we can worry about those guys that are running. We probably won't get them. Maybe just one of them. Let's see. There we go. Got the one. I don't know. The other guy probably dipped. Yeah, he's out. So that's it. Got some coin. Alright. We're going to save and exit from there. Alrighty, guys. So, it's been a sad day. I don't think I'm getting any of these working, to be completely fair. I'm going to have to re-download Windows. I think that's where we're at. So, alright, so what we're going to do, guys, I'm actually just going to switch out completely. We're going to switch over to maybe a console setup. Alright, I will be back, guys. I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you guys for hopping in. I should hopefully be back on in the next maybe 10 minutes.